Keep the motherfucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Step out. Can I move my phone?
And have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that.
Qasim Shabazz is shaken up.
Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives.
Let him know with this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. That's what the cops send a message. I don't care what anybody say.
Terence Crawford's celebration in Omaha rapidly devolved into turmoil. Just hours after being recognized with a parade and a crowded party for his victory against Canelo Alvarez, he was halted by police in the early morning. According to authorities, Crawford was driving a blue four-door sedan at an excessive pace when officers pulled him over at 1:27 a.m. The stop escalated when cops discovered a handgun on the floorboard and ordered everyone out of the car at gunpoint.
Stepping out, seatbelt.
Step out.
I'm opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening the
off
door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping motherfucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tim Bradley commented on the circumstances leading up to Terence Crawford's traffic stop, providing a keen and thought-provoking viewpoint for many. Bradley explained that the steps conducted that night were more about delivering a strong message to the champion than about committing a regular offense. He claimed that Crawford's fame had risen to such heights that certain authorities felt compelled to remind him that even the most famous people are not exempt from the rules. Bradley linked it to the sad tendency that occurs when happy events suddenly transform into times of anxiety. It's as if a fantastic day can't go by without being interrupted. His statement struck a chord with viewers who recognized the irony of Crawford's happy moment being overshadowed by flashing lights and unpleasant confrontations with police.
I mean, Terence Crawford, he on the highest cloud, bruh. In his city, let him know. Let him know. With this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. That's what the cops send a message. I don't care what anybody say. The cops send a message. This our city. You might got the key, but I got the handcuffs. That's what that was. Yeah. And before y'all start talking about my ceiling real quick, my roof, hey, it been raining and stuff. Hey, it's raining now. The clouds is out right now. You can see them in the background. I'm going to go watch the damn car in a little bit once this rain stops. But anyways, back to the video. Oh, man, look. You ain't got no city until you got the police. That's a fact. Yeah. Shoot. You ain't got no city unless you got the police. Don't ever forget that. You got to have the law enforcement on your side, man. They got to be looking out for you. For the good. Not for the bad, for the good. Yeah. Terence Crawford, it don't matter what you do for your city, man. Bruh, I'm letting you know right now, man. With this incident right here, they waiting on you to do something bad. This dude right here, he was trying to jack you. He was trying to catch you slipping. That's all it was. Seeing you on TV, displayed all on TV, parade shut down and stuff. He got to be, securing certain points and stuff like that. He mad. He mad to see you.
Crawford's security chief provided a disturbing depiction of what happened during the stop. He explained that, from their perspective, the officers appeared on edge, intensifying the situation and instilling true anxiety. Being ordered out of a vehicle at gunpoint during what was supposed to be a triumphant weekend celebration made those with Crawford believe their lives were suddenly in danger. The chief detailed how fast the environment changed from calm to hostile, leaving behind one of the most uncomfortable memories of his professional career. The events of that night went much beyond a regular traffic stop, resulting in an agony that those present would never forget.
Chief, who was in the passenger seat, the same man who rode on the float with Bud during Saturday's parade.
To be a man who can get to receive his second key to the city and have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that.
Qasim Shabazz is shaken up.
Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives.
Being the head of Terence Crawford's security, Shabazz has seen a lot, but nothing like this.
Oh man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Early Sunday morning, Crawford and his team were leaving an after party following his parade. According to police, they pulled their vehicle over near 12th and Cass Streets for reckless driving. That's where things took a dark turn.
And as soon as he said he had a firearm, the police officer that was on his side became unhinged.
Police immediately drew their weapons, pointing a gun at Shabazz and the pound-for-pound champ.
I literally had my hands on top of the ceiling and inside of the vehicle.
According to police, an officer had identified a firearm on the floor of the vehicle.
According to reports, officers initially stopped Terence Crawford's vehicle on suspicion of reckless driving. During the stop,
According to reports, authorities initially pulled down Terence Crawford's vehicle on suspicion of reckless driving. During the halt, they claimed to spot two weapons on the car's floorboard, which increased the tension and resulted in the passengers being ordered out at gunpoint. Additional checks revealed that the firearms were legally registered and properly certified to their owners. Crawford received a citation for reckless driving and was released shortly after. While officially resolved, many observers viewed the incident as symbolic, with critics suggesting that on the very day Crawford was celebrated as a champion, city authorities wanted to assert their control. To some, it was less about road safety and more about maintaining the balance of authority in Omaha.
With a parade. KETV Newswatch 7's Pete Cudahy spoke with Mayor John Ewing, who requested that the Omaha Police Department conduct an internal investigation. And Pete, what did the mayor have to say?
Yeah, Julie, Mayor Ewing says that after such a great day yesterday, he was heartbroken hearing about the news of the traffic stop. That's why he reached out to Police Chief Todd Schmaderer and Terence Crawford himself to find out what exactly happened at that traffic stop. Omaha police released a statement saying that a car driven by Terence Crawford was stopped for driving recklessly around 1:30 in the morning on Cass Street. An officer confirmed that while Crawford was reaching to grab his information, the cop spotted a gun by Crawford's feet.
Andre Ward, a famous boxing figure, joined to the discourse by commenting on Crawford's long history of attempting to minimize his successes. Ward pointed out that prior to the Canelo fight, critics frequently downplayed Crawford's victories, claiming he only won by decision rather than dominance. According to Ward, this story was intended to undercut Crawford's accomplishments and diminish the importance of his abilities. For Ward, the circumstances of the Omaha traffic stop were part of a bigger picture of a champion continually having to protect his name against forces attempting to undermine his greatness. He highlighted that such efforts to undermine Crawford's reputation will never erase his established track record and the respect he has earned inside the ring.
They tried to bury Terence Crawford. They tried to ruin his reputation and say that he wasn't a draw when the numbers were there for you to see. When he went to MSG against guys that didn't have big names or that were faded, like Amir Khan, or when he fought Kaviaskis, he did numbers. It was a smear campaign about his personality. He doesn't talk. Nobody wants to hear him. No, that you don't want to hear him. So you try to speak for the masses when the whole time you have a star right here. You got to learn how to talk to this man. Even as recent as his last fight, the fight before Canelo, the smear campaign continued. I don't hear the smear campaign now. Them voices got really, really quiet like they typically do when they get proven wrong. And they either try to jump on the wagon, I knew this kid was going to be that, or they get very, very quiet and they start to retreat back to wherever they came from and they don't have a lot to say. So I'm happy for this brother for that reason, because they tried to bury him, Roy. It didn't work. He overcame that. He said, give me my shot. I'm going to show you and he kept doing it time and time again, and he did it again against Canelo Alvarez Saturday night.
Commentators hypothesize that, in addition to the official findings, deeper dynamics may have influenced the situation. Some speculated that Omaha's leadership was concerned about Crawford's growing power and recognition within the city. His rise from local talent to world champion had made him not only a sporting icon, but also a symbol of community pride. Analysts speculated that the episode may have been intended to remind him, and by extension the public, that established institutions still had power. This interpretation tied the episode into a larger theme. Fame typically brings problems, and people in the spotlight are more likely to encounter scenarios meant to test or limit their power.
Police officer wanted to send a statement because he doesn't like the rise of the Black Messiah. He don't like to see a black person in position of power. So he pulled Terence Crawford over for quote-unquote reckless driving. And as he approached the car, he decided to lie on his report because as he approached the car, he stated that he saw a firearm on the floor panel. Come to find out, Terence Crawford informed him as he approached the driver's side door where Terence Crawford was driving, and in the passenger side was Terence Crawford's head security guard. In the back was Coach Malachi, and a young lady was on the side of Coach Malachi in the back seat. And Terence Crawford has legal firearms, and of course his security has legal firearms. They informed the officer that they have legal firearms in the vehicle. He then brandished his firearm, pointed at Terence Crawford's face, and then got very aggressive as Terence Crawford got, and his security and everybody in the vehicle, Coach Malachi, got nervous because he started to show the actions and body language of somebody that wanted to do something completely left. And now in the police report that has been obtained by the community and released and leaked, he never puts about the reckless driving. He never puts speeding.
Amir Khan, the former world champion, expressed his support for Terence Crawford, stating that no matter what controversies occur, Crawford's accomplishments are irrefutable. Khan lauded Crawford's skill and tenacity, saying that he had always expected Terence to distinguish himself as one of the finest in the sport. According to Khan, the recent occurrences in Omaha do not change the fact that Crawford is a reigning champion with a safe legacy. He contended that putting pressure on Crawford or painting his accomplishments as insignificant would not alter the reality of his greatness. For fans and supporters, Khan's point of view was encouraging, confirming the notion that great brilliance always triumphs over criticism.
I knew that Crawford was going to win. You see, when I watched Crawford train back in Omaha, Nebraska, and when I was in Colorado Springs, he came into my camp. He helped me out a little bit, but at the same time, I seen him sparring some heavyweight guys. I seen him wrestling some heavy, big guys, and I thought, wow. So I asked him, I go, look, do you have like a wrestling background? He goes, yeah, we're like state champion. So that showed to me that this guy is a solid, strong person. Like no one can push him around. No one can dictate. No one's going to put pressure on him where he's going to feel hurt because he knows how to control the ring. When it comes to box IQ, like his IQ in boxing is probably the best. I mean, he knows what punch to throw. He knows how to maneuver these heavier, big hitters and also take away their power and put his own shots in. So yeah, he's up there, one of the best ever, really.
You know, as an ex-fighter champion, I'm just curious. We heard yesterday Dana White says he's not going to acknowledge the WBC, IBF, WBO. He's going to have his own belt and the ring belt, and they want to potentially make changes to the Ali Act as well. This is a big thing here in America. How do you feel about? Is it time to make these changes and evolve, or are you more old school and think they shouldn't happen?
Ariel, I think it's the time boxing needed to change a little bit. Right.
The disparity between official reports and stories from people present produced a sharp division in how the night's events were interpreted. The Omaha Police Department reported it as a regular check for careless driving, but Crawford's head of security painted a completely different picture. He described the situation as terrifying, citing the officer's actions as excessive and unnecessary threats. The competing narratives highlighted concerns about transparency, accuracy, and accountability. The public found it difficult to reconcile the glaring discrepancies between an official summary and firsthand accounts of people who believed they had been subjected to unnecessary risk.
The police report, but now we got information from Terence Crawford, his own team, and they're saying something completely different. If you listen, his head of security, Shabazz, said he was shaken up. He was like, I thought we were going to get popped by the cops that night. And crazy enough, he teaches classes on how to de-escalate and deal with police officers. So, you know, at least that's what they're saying his credentials are. So he knows how to de-escalate situations and still had a problem with Omaha PD. And the other thing that is different, he's saying that they didn't even know that he had a gun on him or there was no gun on the floorboard, which changes things. So I can't wait till we get down to the nitty-gritty and the body cams and this and that, because now this shakes things up. This is no longer the story we were being fed from TMZ. This is something different. The TMZ article said the cops pulled him over for reckless driving, fair if he was doing it, and seen a gun. And in my video, I said, if those things are true, then yeah, the cop can take you out the car for everybody's safety, including their own.
City officials swiftly grasped the gravity of the public reaction and proceeded to remedy it. Both Omaha's mayor and police chief issued remarks pledging a thorough investigation of the incident. They underlined the importance of conducting an internal affairs probe to ensure transparency and community trust. While their speeches attempted to reassure citizens that the situation would be handled properly, several remained skeptical, believing the official line downplayed the true nature of the incident. The announcement of a probe was a significant move, but for many, the ultimate decision would depend on whether deeds matched words. Observers and commentators drew broader conclusions from the incident, seeing it as an illustration of the conflicts that frequently occur when one individual obtains prominence in a sector normally dominated by institutions.
Police department put out this statement. The mayor put out a statement as well. Really no meat to it except like he's going to do an internal investigation. Everything else felt a little political. Okay, Omaha Mayor John Ewing and Police Chief Todd Schmaderer are aware of a video circulating on social media regarding the traffic stop involving Terence Bud Crawford early Sunday morning. Chief has authorized an internal affairs investigation. Shortly before 1:30 a.m., officers working in the downtown area observed a vehicle driving recklessly near North 12th and Capitol Avenue. A traffic stop was conducted at Cass Street. So he's pulled over because they said he's driving recklessly. All right. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. I'm going to read that sentence to you again. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. That is important. For safety, all 4 occupants were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. The driver was later identified as Mr. Crawford upon verification of his driver's license and was issued a citation for reckless driving. One passenger, a member of Mr. Crawford's security team, was also found to be carrying a legal firearm. Okay, so that's 2 guns in the car, legally. Police have confirmed that all occupants are legally permitted to carry firearms. A police supervisor and lieutenant responded to the scene at Mr. Crawford's request. So he requested a supervisor and lieutenant to show up. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
They contended that persons in positions of authority may feel challenged by the rising of others, especially when that assent is met with great public adulation. According to them, the Omaha traffic stop may have been about a conflict between personal success and existing power structures rather than traffic. This theme conveyed a timeless truth. Those seeking to gain influence frequently face opposition from those already in positions of power. A segment of public feedback raised concerns about discrimination, noting that the stop may have been affected not only by law enforcement procedures. However, deeper social issues also exist. While several avoided using harsh language, many stated that Crawford's experience represented a larger pattern of people being treated differently based on their identification rather than their conduct alone. This viewpoint sparked intense emotions among his fans, who believed that the incident was unfair and unnecessary. Regardless of one's position, it is apparent that Crawford's experience triggered a conversation not only about his personal treatment, but also about how communities perceive justice, fairness, and equality in everyday interactions with authority.
It's also incumbent for me to say that it will not be lost on a lot of people that Terence Crawford, being obviously a black man, being pulled over by cops in such fashion and treated in such a seemingly harsh way, will not go down well with a lot of people, especially in the black community, where, let's be honest, there has been tensions over the years between the police and the black community throughout many American towns and cities. So let's be honest, this incident will do nothing to improve relations between those two groups, that's for sure. Because make no mistake, this is an incident that could have gone very left, very, very left. And someone could have got hurt, maybe even fatally hurt. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that, because we've seen in the past where incidents of this nature have ended up very badly. So yeah, there's a lot of people who are very upset by this incident. As I said, I've not heard anything from Terence Crawford or anyone related to Terence Crawford, anyone to do with his inner circle. I would imagine he'll be releasing a statement soon. There are some people online who are suggesting that Terence Crawford may have grounds to sue. There are others saying that he might not want to sue because Terence Crawford is a much loved member of the Omaha, Nebraska community, and he does a lot of work for the city, so he may not want to sue the city. However, it'll be interesting to see how this one gets resolved.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned until the next